see, I don't know why people don't understand this. Gachagua is trying to create space so that he can become relevant. Why would you want him to then say, oh, come to Central? Of course, Central is not his per se. He doesn't own it. But in politics, just like in football, that rivalry is there.
Is he infringing on the Central
vote? Is he entering Rima politics?
Is he entering Rima politics?
We were there yesterday, and then today we are going to Moranga, and then after that last night it was in Olkalau. We are moving around.
The fact that Gachagua can say, I'm the one who speaks for the mountains, it almost sounds like he's saying nobody else should dare encroach on me, including Matiang'i. So is he also saying that, listen, this is my territory, you don't get to come and have a part of it?
Our attitude is the public will decide at the end of it. I really like Gachagua. I have no problem with them.
So Matiang'i and Gachagua are not at loggerheads?
No, we are not. This is, everybody's looking for their space.
It's a dance.
It's a dance.
Okay.
At some point, we are going to agree whether it's going to be...
I think you need to fix the optics of it, though. The dance, I get it. Behind the scenes, but Mariam.
We're at the end of the song. The song is about to end.
That's true.
We're in the line, like, we don't even have chorus. We don't have anything. We're at the end of the song. 20 months is not a long time to finish this dance. In a neat way. It might just find people in the middle of the dance.
Give it until mid next year.
Okay.
Give it until we are still to dance.
Mario, what were you hoping to hear?
I was hoping something of the sort, because we really don't have that much time.
We don't know. Excuse me, hold on. The point we have, number one, everybody in Kenya who looks at opposition wants us to go to the ground and start making noise. We are saying no. Sometimes we need to cool down. Because nobody, unless you've stolen tons of money, you're not going to be able to run a presidential campaign from now until next year.
So you're saying we trust the process. It's a hard one.
Thank you.
It's a hard one.
Absolutely.
Because people's lives are at stake. I know Mario wants to come back and ask about your ambitions.
Yes.
I quickly want to take feedback.
Yes.
Dan Atom is saying disorganized opposition. So anyway, he's sharing those sentiments. The fact, Senator, is that Ruto will not, cannot, and should not change. We've seen too much evil in him to allow space. Forgiveness and forgetfulness are not options in this case. The three other bits of feedback. There is no way that 1 hour is enough with the senator.
Son of Zachary, can he stay another hour? Son of Zachary.
Unfortunately.
What is it that we did? What is it that I would require somebody who I was giving a job to be an anchor or to be somebody who's running this show? I mean, the guy has been there. Kalonzo has been around for 40 years. Being around for 40 years doesn't mean you're stupid. In politics, survivability and consistency ends up actually being an aspect. Number two, don't forget that for 20 years, Kalonzo and Raila and company, and that's because there was a mistake we made when the constitution was being drafted. We say that anybody who runs for office, once you lose, you go nowhere. So he's been at home for 20 years. As a result, he's been trying to figure out how to become president. Number two, truthfully, Kalonzo has been running mate for Raila twice, and he has been Kibaki's vice president. Now, the reality is that Kibaki was, I think, one of the most successful presidents in our country. So the man who was with him during that time is now saying, I think I've reached a stage I need to be president. For me, that is such a strong CV. But that doesn't mean that, for example, somebody like me who supports Matiang'i doesn't see that reality. But we are also saying, what is the possibility that you can have somebody like Matiang'i who's not really entrenched in this past other than working for Uhuru, doesn't come from a dynastic outfit like me. I mean, people use it and say, oh, you are some of the children, your fathers were there. The truth is, my father was a boy from a very, very poor family, which managed through God's grace to go to school, and he was successful. And I don't think that being a dynastic person gives you legitimacy, or even, and it gives you a little bit edge, because there could be resources and a good name. But I think Kenyans should not even imagine that we are going to look for this clean individual who has never been corrupt, who has no sins in his closet, and that's what we want. You see, for us, and for us who are supporting Fred, and really Kalonzo, and some people wonder when I tell them that I really like the role that Gachagua plays, and I respect him quite a bit because he's again also shifted that sand in Kenyan politics for the last 2 years. But the truth is, and sometimes when I hear these comments, when somebody asks these questions about parliament, boss, there is no parliament. That is a home where cartels sit, negotiate kleptomaniac arrangements about state resources where they're being shared, whether it is for this thing they call empowerment. You only receive that money so that you can then show how loyal you are, so that you can go to your constituents and dish out the 2 million shillings to about 4,000 people and do that constantly, so that you create the optics and the perception that the government is doing anything. And yet reality is the very basics, which in 1963 that we were talking about, healthcare, education, consumption of drinking of clean water, fairness, equity, justice, meritocracy, those things that make a country become a nation state. What we are doing is we are splitting up this thing we call our country into small little bits and pieces. The ones who make loudest noise about how you people are the ones who are tribal. They're the ones who are appointing 560 people from their community and they're sharing their largesse. We are talking about why are we not able to raise very little money to deal with mother-child healthcare issues. We are busy buying new Land Cruisers for government officers, which are consuming 4.0 diesel, oil, fuel, diesel. I mean,
we're not prioritizing what's...
Yes, we are just a nation that does not understand that we need to be a state, that we need to be an entity that has got functionality, that accommodates everybody's interest in terms of fairness and equity.
A little later, I know we'll have a question to you about your own ambitions.
Yes.
Because I'm really curious to find out how you straddle having to be part of a group of people who, in essence, you disagree with the formation, you disagree with their ideologies.
With whatever they do.
With whatever they do. But
Another brilliant question.
Yes, we'll come to that a little bit later.
Yes.
But we want to come back to the broad-based, really trying to hold back from saying bread-based.
It's bread-based. Used to be bread-based.
Yes. I know you wanted
Broad-based
to...
politics, many questions. One, you've been critical of broad-based menos, but you've also said that if President William Ruto performs, you're within the next, before 2027, you're willing to align with him.
No, I said I'm willing to listen to what he says. I may end up believing in him. But I may not join him. My job is not to join government. My job is to raise the critical questions about governance in our country. And not necessarily, you see, there is this narrative, and you really come home with this. I am not criticizing government and telling government to behave for me to join government. No, I already have a job. And I love my damn job. Can you imagine a job where you are paid to just tell somebody how they are poo-pooing on themselves? It's a beautiful job. It is up to the mother and the parents to decide, and that child, whether they're going to remove the poo-poo or they're keeping it on themselves. I mean, my job doesn't need me to be given anything else.
There's not a metaphor you could have come up with.
I don't have anything. I tell people, I don't want to join William Ruto's government. I would want to join, even if I found my mom was the president, I would be telling her, Mama, you are like Suluhu. You are running around like Suluhu. See what you are doing. Why are you killing people? That's what I would do.
Okay.
I mean, some of us, there are people who can be doctors, and some of them who can be Juakali guys. We all can't be doctors. You see, all of us can't be president. So people think that we are criticizing Ruto because we want money. I told somebody, if I haven't made money for being in politics for 30 years, then I ain't gonna make it. I should have made it. So my deeply held view is that I didn't get this job to make money. Otherwise, I would have made the money my first 5 years, started a factory, and I've been making toys and toothpicks in Nairobi, and I'll be a multimillionaire. I don't have that capacity. My capacity to take the little education I have and analyze the issues the way we have them in my country. And the position I've taken is very simple. Some of us are going to be brave enough to say it the way it is. And it's not we are doing it because we are disparaging the president. No, he was given the mandate by the people.
Right.
But the fact that you've been given a mandate doesn't mean that you treat us shoddily. You see, I don't want William to tell me that, oh, you know, I've done these wonderful things. That, no,
Yeah.
I have eyes to see and I've ears to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to get back to that opposition politics in just a minute. But you've recently spoken about the games being played with presidential term limits
Yes.
and what's being pushed. What do you see there that the rest of us may not be seeing when people start suggesting 7 years? Yeah.
I'm going to take what they call a long curve, throw a long curveball if you understand baseball. What is making African leaders become intransigent and become what they're becoming now is because, sadly, the way the American president is behaving. You see, previously, the Americans were the checkmates. The U.S. is the one that would tell us, behave yourselves. Make sure you take care of human rights. All right.
Yeah.
The issue of race, which is the tribalism we have in Kenya. All these things were coming up. Now, what has happened is you have our presidents within our region deciding that they're the ones who are going to tell us what to do because they know everything. And the reality we have got is that Kenyans are saying, and I'll talk about Kenya today, is that Kenyans are saying, we know what is good for us. We want that is good for us to take place. But if you look at the governance structure that we have, where we have checks and balances, we have the executive, you have the legislature, and you have the judiciary. For the last 30 years, even after we thought we had actually succeeded, even with the new constitution, checks and balances are weak. And Kenyans forget very quickly. Do you remember when members of parliament, after President William Ruto told them how they are all thieves and crooks, and they go to State House to collect money, which is never shared amongst themselves?
During the devolution conference.
Why was he telling them that? It's because our country has become basically a den where people share state largesse, where everybody who wants to have an engagement. I even see my senator friends. You see somebody arguing and saying how the government is a beautiful outfit, and in fact it's you people who are not seeing what the government has done. And this is a lawyer who's been fighting over human rights for years. So you ask, what happened to you? Then you are told, no, now one of his hospitals is the one which is being paid by SHA. Oh, you know what? Last financial year, the guy was given 800 million to do Maram roads in his constituency. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes. And then you are told, no. In fact, it wasn't a Maram road. They added another 1.3 billion. It's now supposed to be tarmacked. And half the money has already been paid. And the control of budget has said, I wouldn't pay that, but they are paid. And the Auditor General said, they sold 56 billion last year. They have stolen 196 billion. There's money that has come from donors. No one at the World Bank. All these things, when you pull them together, it's not that the president is not doing anything. It's that for everything he's doing, his friends are stealing money from the coffers.
Walk me from there to term limits.
Yes. So as a result, thank you. As a result, you see when you begin to see this largesse, you see this exclusivity, then the oligarchs form. Then you have a group of individuals who are going to be managing roads. There's another group which specifically deals with water. You know, water, you cannot get the evidence. Because you can say the pipes were laid and nobody will check. So they will pick another 16 billion. Then you have education. They are not taking capitation money. Fake schools are being paid. Why? Because when you begin to enjoy state resources, you want the term limit to be extended. You want the president to live longer so that you can share more state resources, so that you can enjoy these largesse, so that the bad behavior becomes more formalized.
Yet you want to entrench in the constitution something that would reward political failures.
Absolutely.
Did I get that right?
Absolutely. I mean,
walk me through the checks and balances.
If you are not able to do anything,
we crave checks and balances. But you want to reward the failures so that they're not there to do the checks and balances.
But that's what our leadership is. That's what the Kenyan system is right now. I mean, what is it that we are talking at the National Assembly or even in the Senate? When do you see anybody raise up a very serious question about, is this actually happening? And then you see what happens when the government ministers are even coming to the plenary to come and tell us, give us answers about what is there. The previous night, you would find that people would have looked for him and they would have told him what those questions are going to be. And most probably money will exchange hands
Yes.
at night so that guys are given. And the questions which are given, they are sanitized.
Let me ask you, and I know you're still trying to figure out the checks and balances question. I want to come back to now this united opposition, because the way I see it is this would be a group that would take us back on track as a country, allegedly, supposedly. But there already seem to be cracks. There seems to be a lot of tension between, for example, Rigathi Gachagua,
Yes.
Fred Matiang'i. We've heard the former DP say things like, I'm a person who doesn't spend time in the boardrooms like other people do. And I think he was throwing shade, so to speak, that I'm on the ground. Today we've seen him saying, mimi tu ndio kusema mlimani. And I'm just trying to draw that to what you're saying, because
True.
shouldn't united opposition be the fix 2027? But there seem to be cracks and disagreements.
Shouldn't the united opposition be united?
Be united.
Thank you. Can I answer that? Did we really know Gachagua before he became MP? Who knew Matiang'i other than the fact that he was in the Ministry of Education, then he went to Interior and whatever? Who has ever really sat down to look and analyze all these people? Why are Kenyans thinking that you're going to take 4 or 5 men with one incredible lady and sit down with them and expect they're going to come up and say, yes, we love each other, and you know the way this thing is, there are no issues. With time,
So you're admitting there's cracks?
it has to be. If there are no cracks, then it ain't worth it. Which relationship have you ever seen that is neat, that has no issues?
Okay.
That guys don't even fight about water?
We're 20 months to the election.
Yes, but the reality is the opposition understands and they know for sure. They know that if they break up, Kenyans will never forgive them.
If they
we
break up.
know. I can tell you today, I have nowhere to go.
Okay, there's not that there's no public confidence in the opposition.
Yes.
And you're saying they could break up. So how then do we buy back that public trust when right now it seems like there's cracks that they don't seem to be agreeing? And I know strategically people will say it's 20 months. We know things are working. Right now the optics are that there's just no agreeing amongst them. That's actually power plays. That doesn't sit well. It's almost the same as what we're seeing in government.
Yeah.
I can put it this way. I have been there when I went to Mombasa 20 years ago. And that time, Kalonzo was being chased by Raila's people, being told with Nyundo. You know, Kenyans have short memories. Being told, you watermelon, get out of here. What happened? It was exactly 4 years later when Kalonzo was being looked for and being told, bro, can you please come and let's see whether you can be Raila's running mate. I mean, politicians are always going to have this sibling rivalry, this enchanted discontentment, because we have got so many people advising and misadvising us. What I can tell you today is this: whatever you see, that is got a purpose. In fact, I was not supposed to reveal that. William is not an ordinary politician that you play with the rules and you think it is okay, you're going to score him a goal. Our position is very simple.
Yeah.
We are going to play cantankerously, sometimes fake it, sometimes agree to be together, sometimes you're going to see me saying
So
something.
sometimes some of it is performative.
Absolutely.
Mariam, before I let
It's
Mariam
part of
come in.
strategy.
I need 2 quick fire answers from you.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Number one, are Rigathi Gachagua and Fred Matiang'i at loggerheads? Are they disagreeing?
Absolutely not.
They're not.
They're not. It's just that, you see, I don't know why people don't understand this. Gachagua